The system is called Tru-D for a reason. It's TRU-D. It's total room ultraviolet disinfection. So what we're doing is we are attacking any pathogens that might exist in the environment using UVC energy. UVC is a germicidal wavelength that's going to kill anything left behind in terms of on surfaces. So you're looking at not only tops of surfaces, but shadowed areas as well. We're addressing the critical need of making sure that these pathogens do not cause a problem for the next patient, because we want these rooms as thoroughly disinfected as possible. We are rated once housekeeping does their general cleaning, what they will come in and do their chemicals or any kind of disinfection chemistry they're using currently. We'll put the Tru-D in afterwards. We let the Tru-D, it's a totally automated system. You put it in the middle of the room. Once it's done its job, that room would be rated for a 3 to 4 log reduction, which is 99.99% disinfected, so for the entire environment. The whole process is actually kept track with our iPad controller, which is on our covers here. This allows the operator to operate the Tru-D, but also the data collection, so you can backtrack any information you might need in terms of what rooms are done, how long it took, date and time stamps, everything. But the critical need is reducing hospital-associated infections. The CDC funded study that just was concluded last year showed that we were able to get 30% cumulative reductions on your major pathogens like C. diff, MRSA, VRE, Acinetobacter.
Justin, what's your last name?
Falardeau. It's F-A-L-A-R-D-E-A-U.
And Justin, I'm presuming, is Justin.
Yes.
You never know.
Never know, right? Now, the system is operated with a housekeeping, so it's very much a joint effort with housekeeping. They do their best job possible, and do a great job here. But any areas that are missed, we want to make sure that room is going to be safe for the next patient and family members, employees that come into this environment. With the hospital's focus on reducing HAIs, this is it's a very good partnership with the hospital that we are able to address a critical need for keeping everyone safe in this environment.
You guys should do a demo.
Oh, sure. We're ready?
Yeah, if they're ready, yes.
Cool.
Tru-D system is active.
So that is Tru-D introducing itself. I'm going to put it right here so you're going to get a good shot of it when we turn it on. The way we secure the room is we just make sure we shut the doors. UVC, unlike ultraviolet A, which can penetrate through glass, certain glass, and it can penetrate your skin. UVC doesn't have that penetrating ability, so it doesn't actually go through this glass. But what we're going to see when I turn this on is the visible blue light spectrum. That's like the fluorescent lights above us. What we won't be able to see is the UVC energy that's being delivered throughout the room. The UVC is going to bounce around in that room and get to, like I said, the hard to reach areas, under the chairs, behind cords and monitors, all the areas that what we will call indirect line of sight shadowed areas. And I will turn the unit on in a second here. I'm just going ahead and putting the password, putting the operator information in.
Tru-D cycle will commence in 15 seconds. Please leave the room. 5 seconds. Exit the room now. Tru-D cycle started.
So what's happening right now is that the lamps right now are producing obviously the fluorescent visible light, but what we can't see is the UVC energy that it's producing. So that UVC is flooding that room and attacking any pathogens that are left. On top, I would call that our brain, or our microprocessor under the dome. The silver band right there, and you see numbers as 876, those are our UVC sensors. That's what's actually measuring, along with its brain, how much lethal dose of UVC is being delivered. The reality being that it's a smart system, it's doing all the calculation, it's eliminating the human error and guesswork, so it's telling us how long this room will take to disinfect thoroughly, so to get to that 99.99% disinfection. The system, when it's done, it shuts itself off. You can occupy that room immediately, so you would go ahead and take it to the next room and go ahead and disinfect it.
How long does the process take?
Well, this one, right now, it says it's going to take 40 minutes. That's because I don't have it in the optimum position. I don't know what your average times have been.
It's been about 24 to 29 minutes.
Yeah, so you're going to be right in the 20 minutes or so, right mid-20s. Ideally, by positioning this is so you guys can take the pictures, but I put it near the center of the room because you get an even disbursement of UVC energy. Right now, this side of the room is going to get done really quickly. The opposite side is going to take a little longer with the distance. And really, what it's addressing is there's a lot of equipment, furniture. More equipment, more furniture causes more surfaces and shadowed areas or indirect line of sight areas. So it's going to take longer to do those all those cords and monitors behind the chair and everything else. So remember, when we're looking at direct line of sight, I can see the front of that chair. What I can't see is the back of the chair, but we know people touch the back of the chair. We know if they touch under the chair, the rails there. It's about that UVC, because it doesn't penetrate, it bounces off of surfaces. So think of like a ping pong ball that constantly bounces. When it hits the floor, it travels up, it hits the bottom of the surfaces. When it hits the walls, so the far walls, it's coming back and hitting the backs of chairs. But all those cords and monitors, it's reflecting in there, and that's what we're measuring, and that's how we're able to determine how long that process is going to take.
Is there a size limit as far as the size of the room? I'm guessing it would just take much longer.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right. I would say if you were looking at larger areas, 32 by 32 an OR, a large OR suite, would be what I would probably keep it down to, just because after a while, I'm not going to be able to clean like this lobby out here because it's just the distance wise. It would be hard to have that UVC travel to the other side and back.
Is this guy is he generated just by electricity?
Yes, it's
Plugged
a
in.
standard wall outlet. So you're looking at 28 UVC lamps. That's the maximum output of UVC energy that we could produce using a standard wall outlet.
So you guys have already had this in Passavant
Yes, we have.
in use.
Yes, we have. We've had it for 4 weeks now.
Yeah.
I think like 4 weeks now that we've been using. We've been using an OR, and then any C. diff isolation. We've been using it in isolations too after we get done cleaning.
And there's one throughout the hospital?
We right now currently have one that we use throughout the hospital.
Anybody else have questions? I feel like I'm just...
This is, I'm assuming, the first ever kind of robot technology type device at Passavant.
Oh, I'm sorry, first of its kind?
This is the first kind of robot that's ever been used at Passavant.
Yeah.
Robot technology.
To address this specific need in terms of HAIs, the UVC. Yeah. Now Memorial does have a unit as well, so they have they're using it. You're going to see a lot more hospitals adapt to this. Passavant's been great because they're on kind of the forefront of using technology. Now the technology has been around forever. I mean, UVC, they've been using it to treat water systems in municipalities for the last 50, 60 years. It's the mobile application which is different. We're not retrofitting set fixtures like overhead lights. What we're doing is we're taking a mobile application and taking it to the critical areas that it needs to be in. So you're looking at ICUs, ORs, anywhere that someone has a suspected an isolation discharge. So someone that might have had C. diff, MRSA, some kind of a staph infection. Very effective against that. Our device was, with a mentor of our device, took 2 of our Tru-Ds over to Liberia when the Ebola situation was critical in Western Africa. Very effective against Ebola. So if anything, knock on wood, if it ever happened in this area, we have standard operating procedures you could address by using Tru-D as to combat anything that might happen, especially in Ebola situation, but effective against measles, TB, common cold and flu virus.